Hey everybody, just finished filming the Star Wars Rogue One review. So I just want to close everything I have real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown Table, and today we're going to be reviewing the movie Star Wars Rogue One, one of the most anticipated movies of 2016. Now the movie's directed by Gareth Edwards, and the story revolves around Jyn Erso, who has to basically band together a group of rebels, or well, unwillingly band together a group of rebels, to steal the Death Star plans in hopes of the Alliance being able to destroy the Death Star, which leads into Star Wars A New Hope. This is a prequel to A New Hope. It's in between Star Wars Episode 3 and Star Wars Episode 4. Now, Jyn Erso is played by Felicity Jones, who is a great actress, had complete disservice in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you don't remember her, she was this character. I can't even remember what the point of her character was, but there she is. Now, the thing about her character is that it's a very, very complicated character, and she has this kind of complex issue where she doesn't know who she kind of is, and in the entire movie she kind of has to come to terms with who she is and figure out what she's really fighting for. Now we also have Diego Luna, who, if you don't know, was that one kid in that one soap opera that one time, and he is now a complete badass, and it's great to see more Hispanic characters on the big screen. Yes. Now here's another thing about his character, also very complex. You get a lot of characters in this movie who have very, very kind of rich backgrounds. I wish they could have explored them a little more, but I understand that there's barely any time, and the main character is Jyn. But they're very interesting. They're a lot more interesting than, say, Suicide Squad. And then another cool thing is that you get to see how, the backstory of these characters, they kind of define who they are, and you get to see, for example, Diego Luna, who is Cassian Andor, has to figure out whether he has to follow orders or whether he has to follow his gut. And it's very, very fun to see this kind of, decision making in mind. And all of these characters, at a point, kind of contradict themselves because they don't really know what they want or what they should do, because this is war. And in the end, during wartime, people kind of figure out who they really are. And it's very, very fun to see. Now, one of the greatest things that Gareth Edwards achieves is the fact that these are all characters that are new. You have no idea who these characters are. They just started coming out in this movie. And you really care for them. And that's really, really a great achievement, because if you think about it, this isn't Luke or Leia or Han. This is like six characters, which you're like, oh crap, okay. Now we gotta get into these characters, as well as K2SO's great addition. Alan Tudyk, fantastic actor. In the final battle, it's like, oh my god, a crap ton of people are dying from the Empire side and the Rebel side, and it's like, oh my god, like everyone's dying, like I hope my characters don't die, because you care about all of them. And that's great, because the entire point of the movie is to make you invested in these characters, and this movie does it really well. Now, there are a lot of complaints about this movie, and I can't really comprehend some of them. For example, there are some that are like, I don't like the movie just in general, and I feel like they were kind of expecting a more traditional Star Wars movie, but that's not what this movie is. Gareth Edwards kind of took a big risk here by making this movie a lot more grounded, and I know the entire point of the movie was to make it like a Star Wars war movie, but the thing is that I feel like people were looking for that, iconic. I don't know, I didn't do that right. There is no title scrolling. There's no Star Wars, Rogue One, in a time of peace and prosperity, the Empire got power. Who reads those things anyway? Okay, I do, but who really takes them into consideration? Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that it's not traditional. It doesn't feel like that. The movie doesn't start with, boom, Star Wars logo, It takes like a bit of time in the movie, and then it goes, boom, Rogue One. It's very strange like that. It's very gritty and grounded, and a lot of the camera is always focusing on the characters' faces and not really what's around them. There's a great scene where there are two characters that are like basically talking to each other. I can't tell you what it is, but there's like gunfire behind them, and you can see the emotion of the character's face, and then also what's happening in the background. And what's great is that there's a lot of movement throughout the entire screen, which basically leads you boom to the characters, boom to the action, and boom back to the characters, and it cuts into another shot. And it's a great scene. There's also a lot of Easter eggs in this movie, and people are like, oh, the Easter eggs kind of just take me out of the movie. And again, they don't, because you would only notice the Easter eggs if you're a fan of Star Wars. You can't really tell that there are Easter eggs until someone says, this is an Easter egg from this, and then they're like, oh. One last thing, the music in this movie was superb. It's Michael Giacchino. You can't ever go wrong. This guy has done so many movies, I've lost track. I mean, he did Doctor Strange. He's gonna do Spider-Man. He already did Zootopia. Last year it was Jurassic World. More movies. Like, it's insane. Like, what is this guy doing? Like, it's amazing how he can create so many themes. Now, what I think about this movie is the fact that Rogue One is kind of this unexpected movie that is basically, if you think about it, kind of just made to show that, oh, by the way, we still make Star Wars movies. Star Wars still exists. Let's just add another movie. But the thing is that it was so well made that you can't argue that. Like, you can't say, oh, this movie's just a cash grab, because it's actually, you can see the dedication in the entire movie. You know, it's made for Star Wars fans, but it's also made to be an entertaining ride, you know? And also, I don't judge movies just on, filmography and perfection, you know? I also judge them on how entertaining they are, you know? That's why I gave Suicide Squad, I think, a 2 out of 5, because if I would have just judged it, in the sense of cinematography, in the sense of writing, I would have given it probably a 0.5. Probably a 0.5. So yeah, about that, I think Star Wars Rogue One is better than Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm really sorry, J.J. Abrams. So I gave Force Awakens a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and then there's the fact that I enjoyed Star Wars Rogue One a little bit more. I'm gonna have to give Star Wars Rogue One a 5 out of 5 stars. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming to the table. I also have a series on Brown Table, which I created along with 2 of my friends, and very fun to make. Here's a clip so you know what I'm talking about.
Sometimes I think I'm actually a reptile. I don't know. Every time I eat, I don't eat meat or anything. I eat flies. I love eating flies, especially cockroaches. Every time my sister finds a cockroach, I eat it. I love reptiles. Lizards my favorite. Sometimes I like frogs too. I think they're reptiles. I'm not sure. One time I cut my toe off and it grew right back. It didn't grow right back, but I thought it grew back. It was actually the bone. But yeah, I think I'm the closest thing to a lizard, honestly. It's really hard to explain. Right now, you see me, you think I'm a human being, but I'm actually in my human form. When I get home is when I get more comfortable.
And that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.